Hey guys, welcome back. It's Logan again. So if you joined me for the stream earlier today, you saw me basically do all the prep for sort of the pork just like the pulled pork basically. So that has been going now for about 2.5 hours over here. So I'll go ahead and show you what this looks like now. So these are looking very, very nice now. Everything is basically sort of, falling apart. Again, I can just wiggle it like it falls apart. But we're going to give that just maybe another 20 or so minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll shred all of this. And then we'll just kind of fry those up in some cast iron. And then we're going to make some tacos too, guys. So earlier you might have recalled that I basically forgot the corn flour. But I have that now. I have sort of the masa here. And we will use that to make our own corn tortillas. So again, you should not be using flour tortillas because they're just not as good. And if you want really true authentic taste, you should use corn tortillas, and better yet, make your own corn tortillas. That's going to be the best. So again, we have about 20 more minutes on that. What we're going to do here first is I'm going to light up. I have an Opus X from Fuente, and we're just going to light up a cigar. So it's, again, just sort of like a whole ritual. You first sort of take the sleeve off, and you take sort of this piece off. This piece is kind of useless, but you can use this piece to actually light your cigar. This is cedar. So what we'll do, let's go ahead and chop just the tip. And let's see. So I have this vintage DuPont lighter, sort of like a tortoise shell sort of skin. And what I'll do here is I will light this. Actually, I think I need a bit more fluid in that one, but I have a backup. I have a Zippo. So now we will light. Actually, it went out. There we go. So there's our cigar. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to move you guys back a little bit. And we're going to make, or actually, you know what we can do? We can chop up some onion real quick. So we're just going to tear off sort of the outer layer here. And you can see that. So this is going to be garnish on top here. So we do want this to be kind of fairly small. All right. And then we'll make a few cuts layered. So about 3 deep. And then now So that should be plenty for our purposes. So that's nice and tiny. We'll move all this to a plate. All right. So we have our onion. That off to the side for now. And I'm also having a bit of a drink. This is, it's basically Woodford's Reserve Double Oak. This is a nice sort of, candied sort of bourbon here. It's really, really nice. One of my favorites. So what else do we need? We need some lime. So I'm gonna half this. Actually, you know what? Let's first roll it out a little bit, right? This is what we learned in the first stream. How to kind of roll your limes and your lemons out, just to kind of wake everything up. And then we're just going to do sort of crescents here. Like so. All right. We'll put those on a plate for later. And then we're going to use this actually later on. We're going to be making sort of like a sour cream and lime juice and sort of like a cilantro type of crema. So I'll make that a little bit later here. But while we're finishing up here, what I'm going to do, we're actually going to make the corn tortillas, right? So I'll kind of point myself upward again. Let's kind of make some room here. And then I have this contraption here. So what this is basically a collapsible sort of, cutting board. But then you can also use this for prep. And what I'm going to be using it for today is to actually get all the sort of like the masa. We need to relight, guys, relight. So, the masa. I'm actually going to bring this up just one level so that we don't get too crazy here. We start spilling things. So let's dump some masa in. So that's probably about 1.5 cups, maybe close to 2 cups of this fresh masa. And then what we want to do is we want to add, first off, some salt. And then we're going to gradually add some hot water, or at least some warm water. So we're just going to mix all the water in. You know what? And it may be easier just to make sort of like a center area for the water to stick in. So just as if we were going to make sort of like a pasta or whatever, just kind of adding water gradually. And we want to get to a sand texture. So I'm just going to make a little moat again. Add some water. And then gradually add in our flour so that all mixes. So you might be asking, Logan, how much water do you use? Well, this is one of those just things that you got to just really feel out. Again, we want sort of the consistency of like wet sand. So it's still pretty dry. So we're just going to continue to add water. So I'll just kind of like press it in, right? And we're getting close to what we want. So once it starts to stick to you, that's a good sign. But you basically want it to be able to hold its shape. Let's go back to making our little moat. So just really try to incorporate all the flour that you have. And you really want to just get this to one even sort of consistency. Which I think we're getting pretty close to. So I'm just going to take all the little scraps here. We're going to make a dough ball out of all this, basically. Just one big dough ball. So you kind of want to knead it a little bit, just like you would do a like a pizza dough or whatever. I'm going to gather up all the pieces here. Kind of move this all to one mass. We'll add more water. But again, the idea is we want to just create sort of one mass of dough. Which we're getting very close to. Okay. After 30 minutes of kneading, we are at the point where we can make some dough balls. So each sort of a tortilla will kind of form into a ball, like so. And I might just wet my hands a little bit more, honestly, just to make sure that those final pieces really sort of start to adhere. All right. So let's tear off another chunk. Form that into a ball. Just trying to get all these pieces that maybe didn't quite adhere and kind of forming that into the ball. So generally try to make them all the same size if you can. Let's get a bit more. Add a bit more water here. Probably got about 2 more balls worth. Oh, it's starting to fall apart on me, so let's add a little bit more water. Okay. So you can't see this right now, but I will show in a moment. So that made nine balls. And if I tilt this, they're actually going to move around a little bit. All right. So I have a lid for this. And we're going to pop this lid on, and we're going to let these proof for about 20, 15 to 20 minutes or so. So those will proof at room temperature. Got to get some of the excess flour off real quick. So I'll light my cigar again. So what we'll do now, guys, is I'm actually going to toss everything, or sort of all the finished carnitas into one of these mixing bowls. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Instead of doing sort of the fork method where you're breaking everything apart, this will literally take 10 seconds in my KitchenAid stand mixer. So, again, if like there's any sort of Mexican grandmas watching right now, just kind of look away, right? But this is how we do it when we have modern tools, right? So anyway, what I'll do now is I will move you guys over here. So we'll just start taking these guys out. See, they're already starting to fall apart. Yeah. Put on my glove. So there's a pepper that we had from earlier. We actually don't need that anymore. So I'll just sacrifice that to the fire. And we're going to discard the orange peel too. And then here is like the cinnamon stick that we had earlier, and part of the ancho chili. All right. I think we've got pretty much everything out of there now. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to swap this out. And we'll take all these nice juices, and then let's see. Now what we'll do is we'll put our cast iron skillet in here, and there's a little bit of sort of lard, like from leftover from earlier. What we're going to do is we're going to let this heat up, and basically after these are shredded, we're going to sear these sort of pieces just so that they're like nice and crispy. So again, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to shred all this up real quick, and this is going to heat up in the meantime. So I will move you guys back over here, and I'll be right back. Check this out, guys. These are the carnitas. So I actually had a taste of them. They're fucking incredible. So let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look at what we have here. Let me just scoop out some real quick. So this is what we're working with. Let me get this in frame. These are the carnitas, guys, and they are delicious. So those will make for some great tacos. Let's have a sip of our drink here. You know what? And let's just kind of chill for a second because we need to wait for everything like the proof there before we flatten sort of all the tortillas, basically. So let's see. I don't think we do have one active viewer, so thank you. So if you're in the chat, let me know, reach out, leave a comment. But we are getting close, guys. We're getting close. Now, one thing we can do, and I'll probably do this, here in like a few minutes here. We don't have to rush everything. But basically what we'll do is after sort of the dough balls are sort of proofing here, I will get those flattened, and then we will actually sort of fry them up in sort of like the lard sort of, sort of like the cast iron pan. And then I have a little sort of basket over here that will kind of put all of our sort of all this like the fried sort of tortillas in, basically. So that's the plan. One thing I might do is I might bring some people over here. Let's just see. I'm just going to go to my channel, live. And there I am. Look at that. All right. All right. So we'll just chill here for a minute, guys. So what I might do is I might just go ahead and take a picture of these carnitas. So that's what they look like. Oh, that's upside down. Oh. But they are very, very good. I've already been snacking on them. Those will be great on the tacos. So we do this. Look, we have like the meat, figured out. We have the onion chopped. We have lime, and then we will basically do like so we'll do the tortillas. I'm just like here in a moment once they kind of proof up a little bit more. But then the last thing we're going to make is a sour cream, lime, and cilantro, basically sort of like a crema. It's like a crema is basically just like a looser version of sort of sour cream. Um, and so what we'll do there is I will just kind of get just like a bunch of cilantro, a bunch of sour cream, and and lime juice, importantly, and then basically we will take that and then we'll just kind of blitz it, sort of in like a sort of like a food processor, it was like real quick, and then um, from there that'll be sort of our sort of salsa, or sort of cool sort of sauce, I guess you would say. So what we'll do, and we have some more folks joining, guys. Thank you for joining if you're here. What we'll do now is everybody's favorite part of any Logan Hall grill stream is cilantro chopping. But again, don't worry, don't quick, don't 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 sort of go away just yet. What we'll do is, whoops, got some limes falling off over here. I'm going to put these limes on top of the onions. Those can be situated right there. I may have not brought out the cilantro here, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of take them off here. We're going to put them in here. We're going to add some lime juice here. And like I might even do like just like one clove of garlic as well. Why not? We'll add a bit of salt, pepper, and then I'll go inside. I will add the sour cream as well as like the water, and then we'll just kind of blitz that up for a little bit. We have OC. Welcome, OC. Wait, I insist this be hand chopped. Oh, well, OC. You know, it may be like 3 a.m. by the time that I'm done with that. I'm trying to spare you guys here. Okay. So anyway, let me. I think the cilantro is in the fridge, just staying cool and everything. So I'll be right back. All the cool things are here. We have the sour cream and the cilantro. Now, again, a lot of people say this tastes like soap. I feel very sorry for them because it actually tastes amazing. So I'm going out. So let's get our knife out. And then let me actually point this down a little bit. Typically what people do is they just kind of like grab it by sort of one end of again by the knife to get most of the leaves off. Now, if there's stems in there, that's actually okay, honestly, because this is all being sort of blitzed up. So OC, just to make you happy here, OC, I will do just a few sort of chops. There you go, OC. You got your fix in. You got your fix. Now what we're going to do, we're going to just basically toss all of this into here. Okay. And then we have the juice of limes, but I also have a sort of a press here. So we'll squeeze the juice in. And I'm trying to decide how many I should do here. I know I have some more limes. Let me go find where the other limes are. Hold on. Limes have been secured. So let's go ahead and add another in here. And I've decided I'm going to do a little bit more cilantro. I ended up getting 2 bunches worth. You know, and something else that might be interesting here. I have two jalapenos, and I might just dice up one of these. Let's do it like this, and then I'm just going to basically take everything out. I'll take the rib out, and these don't have to be super diced up or anything, but just sort of small pieces, right? Let's throw that in too, because why not? And let's see. So I've already chopped up some limes for the garnish. I'm going to do one more lime. All right, that's probably good from a lime perspective. We need to add some salt. A bit of pep. And some sour cream, but I just realized I didn't bring any spoon out here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and like add this in sort of inside, and I'm going to blitz it up, and then I'll come back. So just sort of bear with me, guys, for maybe a minute. All right, I probably lost all my. Oh, I have 4 viewers. Jeez. Looks like all the propane accessories hang still. Dream is Logan on a Chipotle run to get that? No. Oh, you're very funny. Very funny. Um, so I went in. I blitzed sort of my crema. Um, and oh, I see it now. I'm finding out that I want just a little bit more cilantro in it. So let's see. Logan must store his spoons in his neighbor's attic. You guys are brutal, brutal. Um, so again, give me like 30 seconds, and then I'll be back. Three people are still watching. Wow, wow. You guys are dedicated. Okay, here is my crema. See. Mm. It's got like sort of like the nice balance of, or sort of like the creaminess of sort of like the sour cream. It's got sort of the brightness of the cilantro, got a bit of salt, um, but then it has the heat of this like the jalapeno peppers, right? So this is delicious. That's what will go on top of everything. Let's set this off to the side for now. Take a swig. And now it's time to flatten the tortillas, all right? So let me get the press. And don't worry, like it's right here. All right. So I have 2 plastic bags here. And we have the tortilla ball, right? So what I'll do is put that on top, and we're going to smash. All right, and that looks like a nice tortilla to me. So let's plop this guy on the casting. Just realized I don't have a spatula, so I'll be right back. So I'll bring you guys where the action is. There's a tortilla frying. We have Ryan Singer, the legend of Ryan Singer. And we currently have all the vents open and everything. So we're gonna fry these guys up. And I have a little tortilla basket. Okay, so while this one is frying, guys, what I'll do is I'll press the next one so that this one will be sort of ready to be, taken out soon. So So basically, when they get their sort of shape, you know, and they can start like to hold their own. That's when I'll take this one out. It's still just sort of slightly doughy, so we'll give it just like another 30 seconds or so. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. And what I'll do now is take this guy, put him down. We'll give him a little bit here. So I'll probably make like 3 of these, and then we'll plate up, and then we'll probably end the stream from there. Well, I messed that one up, guys. I flipped too soon. How about we start over? I was going to take you back over here real quick, and we're probably just going to go ahead and wrap up. So let's go ahead and try one of these, right? So I have a plate here, got some limes, and what I'm going to do take this tortilla. Let's get some of our beef, or sort of, sorry, pork, I guess I should say. Like so. We will grab some of our cilantro, sort of sort of sour cream crema. Hey, we have Eddie Mav. What's going on? And we have Kevin. We have Thomas Burnett. We have all these celebrities in the chat. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing, guys. Thank you for the support. Let's add a bit of onion. And we need a bit of cilantro for the garnish. Let me be right back. Maybe just a touch more salt. And the all-important lime. All right, guys. This has been several hours worth of sort of grilling here, but now we're going to taste the fruits of our benefits. So here's my pork carnitas tacos. Let's try it. Guys, I'm at a loss for words here. I'm at a loss for words. Guys, this is ridiculous. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. So Mathis, if you're watching right now, no Mexican grandma's gonna make this shit. All right, only Logan Hall can make this shit. More of the sauce. Just another hit of lime. It's unbelievable, guys. Unreal. Let's see. Will you be, if Amal says, will you be adding the A1 sauce on the next bite? Sadly, I actually don't keep any on hand. But I said sadly there. That's a good thing that I don't keep it on hand. Guys, these might be the best tacos I've ever made. Wow. Guys. That was amazing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this sort of two-part stream here. So earlier today, I did all the prep and everything, and I got these beautiful bits of pork carnitas that I made the sort of the sauce. And the thing that really unlocks these things are the homemade tortillas. If you're going to have sort of homemade tacos, you absolutely have to make your own tortillas. Okay, that is a non-negotiable. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this. You know, all sort of combined. I guess this came out to be about like a 3-hour stream. But again, um, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you got like a good look of sort of the tacos there. They're unbelievable. So guys, thank you for this sort of I guess 2026 sort of stream. I guess this is really the first sort of old school sort of Logan Hall style real stream where I'm out here in the middle of the dark and whatever, right? But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this inspires you to go make your own tacos, right? Again, all you need is very expensive, grilling equipment, and this could be yours too. No, again, you can definitely make this at home. Like you don't need, like a Joe or an egg or whatever. All you need is some patience, some time, and some technique. All right. Those are going to be the three patented things. I already forgot them, but again, that's that's what you need to make great. Again, not just great tacos, but just great food in general. All right, you need. Let's see if I can remember them: time, patience, and then technique, something like that, right? But again, that is all you need. So guys, I hope this inspires you to go make your own sort of tacos and food and whatever. And I will catch you guys on the next real stream. Peace out. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.